At this point, we've imported our tests from Robot and Cucumber. We've flagged one of those tests as a must-run test, and we've created the adaptive testing task to run those tests. Now let's run this phase and see what happens with the newly imported test. So to do that, we're going to commit a code change to the GitHub repository. And then we'll kick off a new build in Jenkins that will send a notification to CDD and start the CI phase automatically. We can see that the new build in Jenkins triggered a change notification, and we can see that the tasks in the CI phase have started to run. And the tests that we imported are now running in the Run Test Web Frontend task, and we can hover over the task to see some of the details for the tests. And those tests are now complete, and now that this task is done, we can click Failed a few seconds ago to see the results for the tests. And we can see that 9 test suites ran, 7 passed, and 2 failed. This is the first time that we ran the imported test for this application version, so all of the tests were new and were marked as relevant. We can also see that one test was flagged as must run. To see additional details, we can click Results, and the results page shows which test passed and which test failed. We can also expand the failed test to see additional details, and for even more information, we can click Link to Report. And this opens the robot reports to show the specific failure information. Let's go ahead and close that and go back to our phase. So we're in a situation where we have 2 failed tests that are preventing the rest of the phase from running successfully. And the test failures have triggered an on-failure phase. So we can expand the on-failure phase and see that the on-failure has triggered a rollback to the previous build. However, there is a manual task here, so let's go ahead and mark that as complete so the on-failure phase can finish. And to demonstrate one aspect of adaptive testing, I'm going to go ahead and run this phase again. And you've seen how the code commits and change notification process works, so I'll pause the video and return when CDD receives the change notification. Okay, so the phase is running, and we're going to let the phase run until the task that failed is complete again. And now we'll look at the details. And notice that there are no tests that are flagged as new, because these tests all ran in the previous execution. There's also no relevant tests because these tests are not directly associated with the file that I updated in the repository. We can also see that Test Advisor is now identifying the tests that failed as flaky tests, and we still have one that's marked as must run to run in every test execution. Because we haven't turned on the option to let Test Advisor select a subset of tests yet, we're not using a subset of tests, so all 9 tests ran.